Hey everyone, welcome to Man Cave Insider. I'm Dennis. Thank you for joining me. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can see past and future videos. This is my man cave, and this room is filled with things that I've collected my entire life. These are the stories behind them. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new release, Star Trek, the Motion Picture Director's Edition on 4K. This is a special version called The Complete Adventures, which has all three movies together for the first time on 4K. This contains the 1979 theatrical version, the 1983 extended broadcast version, and the 2001 director's cut overseen by director Robert Wise, featuring over 90 new and redesigned effects, a proper sound mix, and a re-edit. Star Trek the television series aired on NBC for 3 seasons from 1966 to 1969, totaling 79 episodes. After the series was canceled, Paramount sold reruns of the show into syndication all over America in over 50 international markets, and that is where Star Trek began to find its audience. There was an animated series that aired for 22 episodes on Saturday mornings from 1973 to 1974. One of the signs of the impact that Star Trek had happened in 1976 when NASA turned to the public to name its prototype space shuttle, and with overwhelming response, the shuttle was christened the Enterprise, which now resides at the Intrepid Museum in New York City. Development of the movie of Star Trek began as early as 1975 when Paramount approached creator Gene Roddenberry about bringing the crew of the Enterprise to the big screen. After 2 years of not being able to find a suitable script, in 1977 Paramount decided to bring back Star Trek in its original form as a television series, which would be the flagship show on Paramount's proposed fourth network. The show was titled Star Trek Phase 2, and it brought back the entire cast of the original series, the only holdout being Leonard Nimoy, who played Mr. Spock, who didn't want to return because he was in a feud with Paramount over royalties from the first series. Things also began to change in 1977 with the mega success of Star Wars, and in 1978 with the success of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Suddenly, every studio was looking for the next big science fiction franchise, and Paramount already had one ready to go and decided to scrap the TV series and bring Star Trek back to the big screen. Since sets were already being built and scripts were already being written for Star Trek Phase 2, they decided to turn the pilot episode titled In Thy Image into a feature film. The film got even more notoriety when it was announced that Academy Award-winning director Robert Wise would be helming the project. Wise had won Oscars for West Side Story in 1961 and The Sound of Music in 1965. He also directed one of the first ever science fiction films, 1951's The Day the Earth Stood Still. Paramount executive Jeffrey Katzenberg met with Leonard Nimoy. They quickly resolved the dispute over the royalties, and Nimoy signed on to reprise his role as Mr. Spock. Also joining the cast were Persis Khambatta as Lieutenant Ilia and Stephen Collins as Commander Decker. Even with the addition of screenwriter Harold Livingston, Gene Roddenberry could never find a script that he was completely happy with. The film had already been given a release date of December 1979, so it went into production in August of 1978 without a completed script and without a third act. Script revisions were coming in several times a day from both Roddenberry and Harold Livingston. Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner were even meeting with the production crew at the end of each day to go over the next day's shooting and to go over the script. Principal photography wrapped in January of 1979, and cast and crew were still very excited about the release of the film later that year. At this point, the focus turned to the special effects. Over $5 million had been spent, and there had not been any usable special effects shots. Paramount turned to Star Wars veterans Douglas Trumbull and John Dykstra. Effect shots came in so late that the film was never given a proper sound mix. Many of the effects were inserted to the film without being properly edited, and the film was not able to have an advanced screening. In fact, the first completed print of the film was the one shown at the film's premiere in Washington, D.C. in December of 1979. When all was said and done, the final budget of Star Trek the Motion Picture was $43 million, making it the most expensive film ever made up until that point. When released in December 7th of 1979, Star Trek the Motion Picture grossed $11.9 million its opening weekend, which was the highest opening weekend up until that point. But once audiences and critics saw the film, many of the reviews were negative, citing the film's slow pace, lack of action, confusing ending. Star Trek the Motion Picture was seen by many as a disappointment. Many people had expected the film to be a big action film, more like Star Wars. However, the film closely resembled another science fiction film, 2001: A Space Odyssey. However, with the lukewarm reaction, Star Trek the Motion Picture still grossed $160 million worldwide, enough to make Paramount want to continue the series with the much better received and more successful Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. In total, the original cast of the Enterprise would go on to make 6 films, ending in 1991 with Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country. Now, what I have here is the release of Star Trek the Motion Picture, the director's cut, The Complete Adventure. It comes on 3 discs with all 3 versions of the movie appearing on 4K, exclusive to this set, which is a limited release. It also has several other nice surprises in the packaging. So let's go ahead and take a look. So here it is, The Complete Adventure, Star Trek the Motion Picture, the director's edition, released on 4K for the very first time. Now, originally, the director's edition was released on DVD in 2001 as a 2-disc special edition. It has a introduction from Robert Wise, and then it has a disc of all bonus features. And all of the bonus features on this DVD set are contained in this set along with new features. It comes in this hardcover case. This has the same letter of introduction from director Robert Wise that was in the DVD release. And this comes on 3 discs housed in a drawing of the Enterprise. It has the director's edition on 4K. The second disc is the theatrical version and the 1983 broadcast version on 4K. And then it has a Blu-ray disc of all bonus features. And inside it comes with some other nice surprises. It has 3 mini bumper stickers: Star Trek the Motion Picture, I Am a Trekkie, Federation Vehicle Official Use Only. Has some stickers, and then it has several lobby cards from the first film. I really like the scope of this film. It was a big jump from a relatively low-budget television series to a big screen adventure. And the film also got 3 Academy Award nominations for technical achievements. Comes with this poster for this specific director's edition. Then there is this book of archives from the first film. Behind the scenes photos, storyboards, production drawings, and it really makes this set very special. This is a limited edition set, which means after a certain amount of time, it's not going to be available to order. And in conjunction with this release, all 6 of the films of the original crew have been released on 4K in a box set and separately. So that is it for our look at Star Trek the Motion Picture, the director's edition, The Complete Adventure. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and we look forward to seeing you next time.